the amount of castings for black people aren't really representative of the amount of black people in the industry or the amount of black people in the country. Diversity in Tudor drama, disability, race and inclusion on screen. To the privileged, equality can feel like oppression because almost every casting I look at is looking for white faces, and I never get mad at that. I don't see the use in it. So for there to be one show that is specifically looking for only ethnic minorities, and for that to be such a huge problem it's interesting that. So is it done maliciously? I don't think so. It's just tradition at this point that we lie about it. It does colour the views and perspectives of a lot of people, and in that sense is very detrimental.
From my own perspective, I'm a mixed heritage woman who's Irish, and there really isn't that represented on TV. I also have dyspraxia and dyslexia, which are very underrepresented. If you have to adapt to a world that's ableist and heteronormative and predominantly, shows the perspective or perceptual bias from a Caucasian middle upper class perspective, that way of looking at the world, which is not negative actually, it's just the way it is because that's been the predominant power in our civilizations that we've grown up in and stuff. So I think if you look at that and you just say, okay, that's the way things have been, how can we deviate from that norm and bring into people, in their homes, an understanding of mental disabilities, physical disabilities and challenges they present, but also, as I say, the power inherent in adaptation. What I would like to see more of is within mainstream TV series and films, feature films, a character or 2 or 10 who have different abilities and who contribute to the story. I definitely think that tokenism is a positive step towards a lasting change, because what it shows is there's an understanding and awareness that there's a need to integrate visually and emotionally sometimes in scripts the world of another character that doesn't fit our societal norms. And I think it's a step in the right direction. I think there are many, many more steps to be taken. And I think ultimately the beauty of it is that we are making strides towards that. Diversity is a huge umbrella term, which basically means we want to integrate other people's stories that we haven't integrated before. It's the beginning of something, that's can only grow because, we are here and we're here to stay. We've always been here, but now we've got representation, so that's good.
When I started little, I was a bit afraid of being a learning difficulty, but since I've grown up, I'm not afraid of it anymore. You just need to be yourself and be happy with it.
Sometimes on TV you see people with Down syndrome on different programmes, so the voices are a bit patronising about the characters because they're just talking to them like they're kids, assuming that they don't understand what they're talking about. But really, they do understand. Because people with Down syndrome are not stupid, and I know that.
Some people who are mean don't look at them, just giving them a label. But we need to rip off those labels and tell them, we can do that. Why are you picking on us? It'd be great to see change of attitudes, to see them what they are. They're human beings, not couple cutouts. I speak for all the learning disability people on TV and on screen, and we're seeing more people with a learning disability on screen, on film, on television. My work, what I do, is to ban tip boxing and make that to go away, and we can make our careers more as actors to be on TV and on screen. We have to find a solution how to get rid of the tip boxing and make that life more easier, because they're only doing their jobs as actors and give us a good reputation.
I think a lot of people still have this idea that disabled people just get up in the morning and sit at home and don't do anything. And it's like, that's not the case. Disability isn't like everything to us. There's a lot more to us than just that. It's difficult with, like, you know, people without disabilities getting jobs, but somebody with a disability, I know it's going to be 10 times harder. Big companies need to be, you know, more understanding and supportive of people with disabilities, giving them the opportunity. I think a lot of disabled people feel that they would rather see somebody with the same condition playing the role over somebody that doesn't. It does anger us quite a lot that, you know, people that are making these films don't understand the impact it has on us. Seeing somebody that doesn't have a disability playing somebody with one, it can be quite insulting, and I think that needs to change.
Every single time I see someone with a disability on TV, I absolutely am very aware of it. And that is because of the lack of regularity of it. So every time there's someone with a real lisp or a real disability, it's something that I really notice, and I always think it's something quite beautiful. And when I think about the times when we haven't done that and we've cast a big famous actor to play someone who has a disability, that's very strange, isn't it? Is it any different from blackface? I mean, I guess the only difference there is that there are a lot less people with disability in the acting industry, because an industry which is so based on beauty and perfection, I guess it doesn't scream welcoming. Talent isn't as rare as people want to make it seem in the industry. If the industry was more welcoming of people who were different and had disabilities and that kind of thing, we would find those talents.
You can do anything, if given the chance.
Follow all the King's Falls, click and subscribe, and stay tuned for our next episode.